Hello and welcome to your Pick a Card reading. Today we're going to talk about a change that's coming up for you. Are you ready for it? Are you pushing back or are you going to embrace it? Let's dig in and find out. We have 3 cards here representing the different tarot decks that will be used. So first we have pile number 1 with this deck. We have pile number 2 with this deck. Pile number 3 with this deck. So I suggest that you take a look at the cards, see which one calls to you, which one makes sense to you, what resonates with you. That is the reading that is for you. It's always fun to watch them all, but if there's one in particular that you're drawn to here, start with that one. We're going to have a link to the timestamps in the description below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming readings. All right, now take a look at the cards, pick your pile, and head on over to that reading. Hello and welcome to those of you who have chosen pile number 1. First, before we get into that tarot deck, we're going to take a look at the overall theme of what this change is that's coming in for you. We've got our deck here of just the major arcanas to see what the overarching theme is. The moon, hidden things, secrets, mystery. It feels like something here is either going to be a surprise to you, something you don't see coming, something completely unexpected, or it's something that is bubbling up to the surface, maybe something from the past. That's fascinating. So we'll see where this goes once we get into the rest of the cards. Now let's get our tarot. Oh, cards are flying out already. First card up, we have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, followed by the Page of Swords. Okay. Next we have 5 of Wands. All right. And last card out, potential outcome, Page of Wands in reverse. All right. Let's get our cards sorted out here. There we go. All right. So before we look at the underlying energy of this tarot deck, I'm just going to go back to the moon for a second here. I just want to reiterate that this could be something that needs to be revealed, right? The moon also represents cycles. So remember how I said it could be something bubbling up from the surface or to the surface, right? It could be something that's coming around again. And perhaps it's something that, how do I put this? It's a cycle that you're aware of, but how this comes about, it's like the cycle changes. There's something different this time around. That's what I'm feeling for that. Okay, let's see what our underlying energy is. 10 of Wands in reverse. So the 10 of Wands speaks to endings. So it's usually something that has been a bit of a challenge, or at least has required a lot of effort and work. And 10s are about endings. But this, because it's in the reverse, it's like something hasn't quite ended yet. Perhaps it's holding up whatever this change is. The change perhaps is something that needs to happen and can't until this thing comes to completion. Let's go through the cards and see what this is about. So 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Let's talk about this. The 3 of Pentacles, this speaks of, it's working hard, but it's more like diligently working, really honing your craft, trying to get better at something, and getting recognized for it. With this 3 of Pentacles in reverse, what it feels like is that perhaps this is something you've been working on. Remember, we were talking about putting a lot of effort into something, but it's like you're not getting the recognition, okay? Because this is in reverse, it's like you're not being recognized. So perhaps the thing coming up is that you're finally going to get recognition for whatever this is. Then when we look at the next card, we have our Page of Swords. This is about, well, swords are of the mind, right? It's intellect, it's planning, it's strategy, it's all of that kind of stuff. But with the page, this is usually a discovery of some sort. It's news and information coming in. So it feels like if you are in a position where you're not getting the recognition you need or even deserve, right? Like you're waiting on this thing to end, or you're trying to end it, but it feels like it's stuck energy, or it's choppy, like it's trying to move, but it can't, right? It feels like maybe you've got some information or news coming in that's going to bring some stuff to light with our moon card, right? In order for this change to happen. So I'm liking the energy so far. Now, when we look at the next card, we have the Five of Wands. Now, this can be a card of conflict, but it feels more like friendly competition. This is leveling up. This is going from a place of I'm doing a lot of hard work, but not getting anywhere, to I'm doing hard work, but I'm getting tips and tricks and insight on how to improve whatever this situation is. Do you see what I mean? That's a big change in and of itself, right? Going through the motions, what's that saying? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same results. It doesn't work that way. I think this Page of Swords card is going to be instrumental in whatever this is, whatever the change is that's coming towards you. But leveling up is a big part of it. That's going to be, like I said, that in and of itself is a huge change. But there's more to it than that. And our potential outcome with the Page of Wands in reverse. Page of Wands is similar to the Page of Swords in that it's usually, information coming in, it's news, it's starting something new. But with the Page of Wands, the difference is where the Page of Swords talks about planning and strategy and very practical, Page of Wands is more, the passion, the excitement, the drive. Let's go get this done. Because this is in reverse, this is telling me that you're on your way, but it's going to take some time in order for things to kind of take off. Okay? It's not going to come right away. It just might take a little bit longer, but this is preparing you for that change. Okay, so let's get into our oracle cards. Oh, this is interesting. Now, I'm excited about the oracle cards to see what's coming out with these. Oh, here we go. So under our Three of Pentacles, in reverse, we have simplicity. And it says, deep, profound serenity is expanding in my life. Perhaps what you've been doing is just too complicated. There's too much. Maybe you need to pare some things down. Like, let's say something that you're trying to do. I'm trying to think of a good, here's one. Okay. I love the analogy of bakeries, right? I use this in a lot of my readings. Let's pretend you want to become a baker, right? You want to open a bakery and, it's something you've always wanted to do. You're very excited and you're trying to open a bakery and you're trying to get permits and you're trying to line up suppliers and you're trying to do all of this stuff and work out advertising and everything, right? So you're doing all this work and doing all this stuff. This card is saying, you know what? Slow down. Maybe you don't actually have to open the bakery right now. What you need to do is just bake out of your home. Like, follow the rules and regulations of health and safety, but then start doing the baking out of your home and sell to your community, right? Almost like a side hustle. It could be full time, but it's more scaled down. So you don't have a full-fledged bakery. So you don't have the full facility. Do what you can with what you've got. This might actually get you farther faster. At least it gains momentum instead of boom, right out of the gate, I have a bakery. Do you see what I mean? This is telling you to slow down a little bit. It's not saying stop, but look at how you've been going at this and try to simplify the process or the methods or the mindset, right? Super important mindset, right? It's time to simplify how you're going about this. Now let's get our card for the Page of Swords. Let's see what angel card comes out for the Page of Swords. We have creativity. Not going to read the whole thing, but I will say, it says the angel suggests that you explore your creative potential now, right? And it actually says creativity is an energy for adventure and change. It can herald new ideas, inspiration, so on and so forth. I want to hide that. Get creative. And I think that news and information coming in, although it's practical, will spark your creativity. It'll get your mind, swords, your mind going in a whole other direction. Do you see what I'm saying? This is going to bring in the ideas flowing instead of this more practical, stuck kind of energy. Practicality is a good thing. It's fabulous. I'm heavy in earth signs, very practical, but I'm highly creative. Creativity is fun. It's joyous. It sparks that drive and passion once you tap into the creative side of whatever this is. I'm loving this so far. This is so good. Let's get our card for our Five of Wands now. All right. Five of Wands. So this is our leveling up. Okay, you wanted to come out, so we're going to take you. Responding and reacting is the card. Let's see what this says. The only control we have is in how we respond to the hand we are dealt. So this is saying to me, if you're being called to level up, okay, and let me go back for a second. Remember how I said you're working hard? It's time to work smart and reach out to people who can help you do that. People who have walked the path before. Maybe people who have owned a bakery, if we go back to our bakery analogy. People who have done what you're trying to do or something similar. You want to open a business? Talk to a business person. Even if it's not the same business, there are a lot of similarities in all businesses that are required. You need to pay taxes, you need an accountant, you need staff or whatever, right? So many similar things. Even if you're self-employed, you are staff, right? Do you see what I'm saying here? So how are you going to respond to information coming in from someone else in order to get you where you need to go, right? So it's how you work with any information coming in. You may not like the fact that you might be challenged on what you think is right or necessary. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is not a judgment at all. It's just to give you a heads up, like be open-minded and be humbly grateful for any information that comes to you. That way you don't react, you respond. Like, instead of being upset by constructive criticism, you stop yourself and you take it in and go, okay, thanks, I'm going to think about that, and then do that. Think about it and go, okay, I see where you're coming from. I understand. Now I see where I can make some tweaks. This will also get your creative juices flowing when you're challenged a little bit. Growth doesn't come from staying the same or doing the same thing over and over again. Where does growth come from? It comes from being pushed. It comes from being encouraged, right? To break out of the mold you're sitting in and push yourself a little bit forward, right? What's that book? I think it's called Atomic Habits, I want to say. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't know who the author is. And it's about improving 1% every day. And over time, look at how that compounds, right? This speaks to this. That's why it may not come right away. It doesn't jump from here to here like boom. It's going to take time, but this is setting you up for success. This is a beautiful thing. This is probably the big change in that trying to get it all done at once or trying to jump in and do it all. It's the slowing down and challenging yourself and stretching yourself to do something different, or at least look at things in a different light and then stretch yourself, right? To get where it is you need to go. Now, when we look at the card that came out under our Page of Wands, who do we have? It's Archangel Ariel, and it says Peaceful Warrior. I'm going to read the card. It says, thank you, Ariel, for helping me stand my ground with peace. So this is also saying it kind of goes hand in hand with this, but it's saying things with peace is making sure you respond, not react. Because remember how I said, pages are about news, information coming in. So it could be, you know what, not quite ready to move, not quite ready to jump, but you going, okay, fine, but I'm not stopping, I'm going to keep going because I know that this is where I need to go. I'm not there yet. I'm going to do what needs to be done to simplify the process, get creative, listen for feedback, and then we're going to move, right? So it's an evolution of how you work. And I think that's the big change coming in. Part of the big change is slowing down and simplifying, right? It's working smarter, not harder. It's really stepping into your creativity, especially, remember how I said, this Page of Swords is going to be instrumental. It's the creative part, especially if you feel like you are not creative. Double down the energy for you. I am telling you, we are human beings. We are human beings. We are creative, every one of us. It may be something you just don't tap into on a regular basis. This is saying, this is the change. This is where you need to go, right? So the ending of the 10 of Wands is how you go about this. It's moving on once you accept that maybe it's time to look at things a different way and make some of these changes, small changes that will lead to the big change, which is the big goal at the outcome. Wow, this is really good. I'm excited for you. Holy cow. This is a lot going on, but so much potential for you. But what are you going to do with it? That's the $1 million question. All right, we're going to leave it there. So, hey, get into another reading. We got lots of pick a card readings. You just never know what kind of insight you're going to find. So we're going to leave it there. Good luck with everything, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hello, and welcome to those of you who have chosen pile number 2. Okay, before we get into our tarot deck, I have our Major Arcana deck, which is going to tell us what is the overall theme of this change. This change that's coming your way. The overall energy. What are we looking at? The theme is High Priestess. Well. Intuition, insight, higher mind, higher self. Okay, before we get into our tarot, let's talk about the High Priestess for a moment. So the High Priestess, it is about intuition and it is about listening to your gut, right? It's a very powerful card. I liken the High Priestess to the Magician card. I know people usually say the divine counterpart to the High Priestess is the Hierophant. I disagree. I think she could actually go with the Hierophant or the Magician. And I say this because she is a manifester as well. But she's doing it from the perspective of, I am trusting myself. I am trusting the universe. I am trusting the messages, the intuition, the insight, and the feelings that are coming to me. With that, I can create whatever I want. To me, that is magic. You see, that's what I'm feeling for you. So the change is either you are really tapping into and expressing and exploring your High Priestess energy, or this is something that's going to facilitate this change coming up. Let's see what this change is about. So we're getting into our tarot. Let's see what we've got. We have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, come on. We have the 10 of Swords. We have the Knight of Wands, not mad at that card. And our potential outcome, 2 of Swords. Okay, let's just line these guys up. All right. So before we get into discussing the cards here, let's look at the underlying energy. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hanged Man, and it's in reverse. So this is looking at things from a different perspective. It can be a card of patience as well. So let's talk about that for a moment. Okay, I'm feeling like this is more looking at things from a different perspective because it is coupled with the High Priestess as one of our reference cards. That's what these are, our reference cards. So because it's in the reverse, what I'm feeling is that there is a very, very strong message here that you need to look at things from a new perspective, tap into your intuition in order for a change to come about. Is this a change that you're wanting, or is this something that's a surprise to you? I feel like it's a change that you are trying to facilitate. So the question is, what is the holdup? Why is this change not happening? I feel like there's some resistance to either how it's coming, when it's coming, and even why it's coming. I think you went at whatever this thing is. You started going at it from a perspective of, okay, yeah, this is a change I want. And as things are coming around, as things are happening, you're now questioning, oh, wait a minute. This isn't what I expected. This isn't what I asked for, right? So we're going to see how this unfolds and how we get it to where you need it to be. All right. So it's a comfortable and enjoyable change that makes sense to you, right? Because right now I don't think you're feeling that. But the change in perception is what could get you there. It's looking through a different lens. All right. Let's look at our tarot cards. So first up, like I said, we have 8 of Pentacles in reverse. And the 8 of Pentacles, it's about working hard. It's working hard, putting your nose to the grindstone, burning the midnight oil, all of that stuff. Because the 8 of Pentacles has come in reverse, this is saying hard work isn't necessary. And you know what? Pile number 1, our deck number 1 had a similar message. It's not always that you have to do the hard work, right? It's working smarter, not harder, is what I'm feeling with this. That could be the change in perception that's required, right? Especially if you are very logical and practical. I say this because I'm heavy in earth signs in my astrology chart, and I'm a very practical person. And sometimes you're so logical in your thinking and your planning that you will like beat on the door over and over and over again because you've planned, because you've put so much into it, instead of looking at it from a different perspective and going, oh, yeah, that's not going to work. Or it's not quite there. I'm going to have to revamp this. Maybe not 100%, but look at what you've been doing and make some tweaks and changes, right? The next card that has come out is our 10 of Swords. And while it's a painful card, right? It doesn't feel good. It's like, I just want this to end. I'm feeling like you're about to give up. And I'm here to say, don't do that. Don't give up. You may have to make some changes. It may not be easy, but don't give up. When you look at things from a different perspective, this will feel a heck of a lot better. Okay, that's what I'm saying with our 10 of Swords. We're going to see what comes out in the Oracle cards too. Next, we have our Knight of Wands. The tide is turning. The tide is turning because if you embrace Knight of Wands energy, what you end up with is a energy of passion and drive and excitement. If you change perspective, this is the kind of mindset you're going to adopt. Would you rather be working hard and feel like giving up, or like, yeah, I'm digging this, I'm into it, and let's get going? Of course you want this. This is what's possible, depending on how you play the situation. For some of you, this could be a person coming in with those qualities. Someone who's like full of piss and vinegar, as I say sometimes. I know it's a funny saying, right? Just raring to go, right? Let's do this. Let's get it done. I'll help you do this. I'll help you get things going. I'll help you so you don't feel like this. I'll take on some of the burden. So it could be someone coming in to lend a hand, which could work, but regardless, that's going to require a change in outlook, right? And perception, if you have someone else coming in. So it could go either way. And then as our potential outcome, we have the 2 of Swords. Now the 2 of Swords is a card of indecision. Here's what I'm feeling. That is exactly what you're going to get if you don't change your perception. If you do change your perception, what this means is I now know what's possible. Maybe I have 2 options, one sword this way, one sword this way. And you know what? I'm equipped to make the decision of which path to take, right? And this is a change that's coming up. Regardless of the path you take, there's going to be a change, but what are those changes going to look like, right? Prepare yourself and lay the foundation so that when you get to this point of going, okay, I know where I want to go, you're ready. No matter which way you go, the outcome can be very beneficial. It may just not look like what you had expected at the beginning of this journey. Do you see what I'm saying there? Okay. Oh, I'm excited. I love this. I'm always excited about all the readings because they're fascinating and they're fun and they're insightful, and you just never know what's going to come up. It's like a surprise or birthday gift or Christmas every day for me when I do these readings. I love them. All right, let's take a look at our Eight of Pentacles in reverse. This is stop with the hard working, okay? And I love this. The card that came out is Joy. And it says, joy and ecstasy flow through me wildly and freely. Stop with the hard work, right? Slow down. Have fun with what you're doing. This is a mindset shift. That is a change that is required to get you on the path of then feeling that passion and excitement. First, have fun, be at peace, slow down, and tap into that side of things. Make that change so that this will set you up for even better changes down the line. Do you see what I mean? We're gonna get one of your angel cards now. With this Ten of Swords, oh, those wanted to pop out, okay. Celebration is the card that came out. I'm just gonna read a little bit. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. Look at this. It's time for you to look for the joy, the delight, and the wonder of every day and rejoice in it. What did we just say? What are we just talking about? The joy. Have fun and celebrate life. This is going to get you out of this, uncomfortable Ten of Swords feeling. These are two joy cards back to back. You can't make this up. It's about the joy and appreciating what you have and what's possible, right? It's the slowing down, changing your perspective, and recognizing what's possible. Now let's go to our Knight of Wands. Oh, I'm excited for you. I'm so excited. I know I nerd out on tarot because I just love it. It's so much fun. All right, what have we got now? Under our Knight of Wands, we have inner integration. Okay, let's see if I can see this to read it. There is peace, equilibrium, and fulfillment in integrating the inner wild with the taming and tempering effect life has on us. That's like a balance, right? Here's what this is saying to me. When this Knight of Wands, whether it's a person or you embracing and stepping into feeling that desire and passion and fire and excitement, it doesn't mean you have to ignore all the practicality and work that you have done or that needs to be done. You're not going to wipe this out. That's like the fire and passion is a nice little fire in your fireplace, or you're camping and you have the little fire in the woods. It's lovely. It's great. It gets things going, heats things up, but you don't want a forest fire, right? To eradicate everything. No, you want that balance, right? You want to temper that. So this is what this is saying to me. Don't fear that in order to ignite that passion and fire, that you have to give up what you've done. No, it's not saying that. It's embracing both and utilizing both so that it is a beautiful, like a gestalt almost, right? It's a coming together of all of this stuff to produce something beautiful, right? Which is this big change. There's change happening all along here, right? Which could move towards a larger change. Let's see what this Two of Swords is. The Two of Swords, I think, is the big change. Where are you headed? Where are you going? You're the one to make that decision, right? And look at this. Archangel Haniel's coming. Honor your feelings. Honor your feelings. Where does that come from? Right? Your feelings, I don't care what anyone says, are tied to your intuition. Your feelings and emotions tied deeply to your intuition, but your intuition has that very large practical side to it, very tempered, balanced energy. And the Two of Swords, yes, it can be about choice and decision, but twos are about also balancing things, right? So Archangel Haniel, the card says, thank you, Haniel, for supporting me as I honor my emotions. There's your feelings and emotions. Once you accept it, once you understand it, once you embrace it, and you see that this is starting to come together, then you make your decision. Then you choose your path. This is the big change coming up, right? Of whatever this thing is. Remember how I said, it's something you want, something you've been putting a lot of hard work into, but it's changing the perception that's going to bring this big change that you have initiated right from the start. Oh my, I'm loving this. This is so good. So much fun. I'd love to hear what this is about. Put a comment in below. And you know what? We're going to wrap this up here, but hey, guess what? More pick a card readings. Why don't you check out one of these? This one over here. Do some pick a cards because they are so wonderful for insight, right? It's so great for insight and understanding what might be coming your way or what possibilities you have. So yeah, check out that guy. All right, we're going to leave it there. So good luck with everything. I wish you all the best, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hello, and welcome to those of you who have chosen pile number 3. So we're going to get into this in a moment. First, we're going to start with our Major Arcana deck, just to see what the major theme is of this change that's coming your way. Let's see what it's about. Justice. Oh, fairness, equality, things being, well, just. So let's talk about the Justice card for a moment before we get into our deck. All right. So what I'm feeling with this Justice card is there's a situation that you are dealing with where we're talking about a change that needs to happen, but this is something where you need some outside influence to make this happen. There is something outside of you that has to happen before the change that you want to make comes to fruition. Okay? For some of you, this could be a change coming in that you did not initiate, but we're going to see how to work with the energy that comes out. For most of you, I'm feeling like this is a change you want to make, and it's about ensuring that how you do it, the timing of this being done, I think those two things are probably the most important thing, and having the right people in place to make this happen. So I'll use the example or analogy. Well, example, I guess, of the justice system. It is a justice card, right? So if you have some legal stuff going on, if you are, if you're adopting a child, if you're getting divorced, if you're opening a business with a bunch of partners, right? If there's any kind of court stuff, even if you are applying to school, you're trying to get into school or for a course or something, there is stuff beyond your control for this change that you want. It's a big change. Buying a house, right? You have to have real estate involved and lawyers buying or selling a house. There is someone external to you who is going to be fundamental in allowing this change to happen. Okay, so we're going to start with that energy. Now let's get our tarot cards, and then we'll get the underlying energy as well. Okay, what have we got? We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay. Next, what do we have? We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Hanged Man in reverse. And last, whoa, I'm not taking all of those. Not taking all of those. Hang on, let me just line up the cards again. And last card, we'll take this one. Two of Cups. This is good. This is really good. Okay, I'm liking it. Let's take a look at our underlying energy. Death. I love it. I love it. Now, for those of you who don't know tarot that well, the Death card is actually a good card. It is not to be feared. It does not mean actual physical death. I mean, it can represent that, but death is about change. It's change, or death and rebirth. It's a transition, right? It is a change, and we're talking about change right now. The Death card means something needs to end so something new can begin. Out with the old, in with the new. This is what this card is about. This Justice card is someone or something has to come in and help facilitate this thing ending so something new can come in. The interesting part now, we're going to get into the tarot cards, is the first 3 cards are in reverse, which could talk about delays, but the last card is beautiful. So we're liking this. Watch this. First card up, Knight of Wands, and it's in reverse. So the Knight of Wands, it's movement, it's doing things, getting it done, it's passionate, it's excitement, so much vim and vigor, okay, with this card. So it's like, I want to move forward, I want to get it done, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's in reverse to say you can't. Not yet. It's not never. The ending will come, right? The change will come, but you know you have to wait on this thing. We're going to get some more cards with the Oracle cards in a moment too, but let's go through the rest of these. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. The 7 of Pentacles speaks of reaping the rewards of your hard work, right? It's, you've planted the seeds, you watered them, you let them grow, you weeded the garden, you gave it fertilizer, made sure it had enough sun and water, whatever. And now you want to pick the fruit off the tree. Okay, this is the analogy. It's not ready. It's not ready. Or if it's ready, you're not allowed to pick it yet. There is something that is holding you back from this, and it's all around this change that has to happen. This ending that has to happen so the new can come in. This screams change. And about embracing change or rejecting it, you will embrace it, right? You're just waiting. It's the waiting game. That's probably driving you crazy. It's like, but I just want to do this. Yes, but not yet. But the fruit is ready to pick. Yes, sweetie, we know. We know you want it, and you know it's coming. But when and how, right? The next card is the Hangman in reverse. The Hangman, it's a card of perception, but it's also a card of patience. And this is what I'm feeling for you. It's about being patient. And because this is in reverse, you have been patient so far, but your patience is wearing thin. Patience is wearing thin, and I'm telling you, hang on. Just hang on as long as you can because of the potential outcome. 2 of Cups. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. The 2 of Cups is a beautiful, lovely, wonderful connection with somebody else. This is 2 people together. This is 2 people, they're peas in a pod. Quite often it's a romantic coupling, but it doesn't have to be. It could be you and your best friend. It could be you and a coworker who just work perfectly together, right? You and, you play sports. I don't know much about sports, but I'm not a sporty person, but you play sports and one of your teammates, you just work so well together, right? This is what's coming out of all of this. The patience, the waiting, the allowing the death to happen so that the rebirth can come in. And when that rebirth happens, this is where you land. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I know it's hard to wait for something to come through, but it is coming. I think the pain point in this change coming, it's not that you're pushing back on the change that's happening, but it's how you get there, right? It's the transition, it's the uncomfortable period to feel this end. So I think it's uncomfortable for you, and you're probably questioning and doubting, oh my gosh, is this even going to happen? And if it does, what's it going to look like? I'm worried that this is just not going to turn out well. But it will. If you allow. You have to allow, right? Let go and let God, as the saying goes. Jesus, take the wheel, whatever, right? Just, you have to kind of step back and put some trust in the universe that things are going to go the way you need to. If you're pushing and you start going to pick that fruit, you're going to get your hand slapped. Something isn't going to work out, right? So let's get our oracle cards. Let's see. we have under our Knight of Wands in reverse, we have Voyage. And it says, I am safe and loved no matter where I am. This could speak of travel. So if this thing you want to do is around travel, again, you're raring to go. It's going to be there. It's going to come. But you have to have that patience. Because think about this. If this is around a trip, maybe you're moving. Maybe you got a new job and you have to move overseas. Maybe it's a big trip that, you had to get a visa for and you're waiting on it. And, it's just red tape and blah, blah, blah. But it has to go through the motions. Maybe there's something that has to happen, like the ending, right? Something has to be erased, start over again. Maybe they've come back and said, you know what? This is the wrong application. This is the wrong application. This is the wrong information. You need to fill out this form. And now you're like, are you kidding me? Right? Okay. So you can either argue with them and insist they take that form, right? Or you can go fine and you just redo it. And then, yes, you're still waiting and it's frustrating, but you're going to get there. Do you see what I mean? And Voyage overall, this is movement, right? It's moving from the old to the new. It's moving and adjusting mindset. So this is a really nice potential trajectory to show you where you might be headed. Okay, I like this. Where you might be going. Literally going with that Voyage card. Yeah, so if any of you are, like, if this is around a trip, double down the energy for you. All right, under our Seven of Pentacles, we have the card of Wisdom. And it says, knowledge is learned, but wisdom is the divine prompting within you. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but, oh, look at this. With wisdom, life takes on a new perspective as dramas and fears become insignificant in comparison with the magnificence of the overall picture. Hanged Man. Right? This is also seeing things from a different perspective, right? And wisdom, to me, it is experience and knowledge and that patience, right? All coupled together, this is wisdom. You are smart enough to know that the fruit cannot be picked yet. You are smart enough to know. You have the wisdom. Like if we go back to the travel analogy, you've traveled enough, you know how it works, right? If this is new to you, you have enough life skills and wisdom to understand that this just can't happen. You can't just go ahead and do what you want because you've done part of the process. You can't just move ahead, right? It's the fire and passion that had to be tempered to not push you ahead. You know what? Like if it's a trip, right? It's like saying, screw the form, screw the visa. I'm just going to go, right? And cross the border illegally or whatever. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. I'm not promoting that, right? So every nation in the world, don't come for me. I'm not telling people to do that. But that would be irresponsible, right? Never mind illegal, but it's irresponsible as well, right? Besides all the legalities of doing something that you're not supposed to be doing within the confines of the law. With the justice system, there are rules and regulations in place for a reason. As annoying as it might be sometimes, go with that flow. Do what needs to be done, right? So now let's take a look at our Hanged Man card. Get our card for that. And we're going to take this one. What have we got? Creative power. Oh, I'm loving that already. Release your alchemical energy into the world. You know what this is saying? Manifest it. Put your positive thoughts and intentions into whatever this is. Put your positive thoughts and intentions. What do you call it? If you want to do affirmations and mantras to bring this in. If you are someone who meditates or prays or whatever, go with that from a positive perspective in order to get things moving, right? It's like attitude, right? It's having the right attitude. Be grateful for the fact that this is possible. Even though it's not there, you know what's coming, right? You know what's possible. So the gratitude and acceptance of that alone can make that change. so that things do start moving, right? So that your Knight of Wands is like, yeah, finally we get to start moving. We finally get to start going, right? Now, under our Two of Cups, our beautiful Two of Cups. Let's see what card comes out for Two of Cups. You know what? This wanted to come out. We have Archangel Raguel, peace and harmony. Thank you, Raguel, for surrounding my life in a harmonious light. A harmonious light. Harmony with a perfect partner. Harmony with someone who can make this a smooth transition, a smooth process, right? I think you're going to have to go through a few pain points, but there will be somebody. You know what? This could be the immigration officer who's looking at your file. Finally looks at your file and helps you through. Do you see what I'm saying? If we're talking about travel or moving, or the person who is reviewing your visa application or green card application or whatever, right? It doesn't matter what the situation is, the change will come as it should, but you can't push it. You have to wait for that external source. And when you do, you're going to find you'll be partnered up with someone who will make this experience going forward even better. Wow, this is so cool. I'm loving this. I hope you are too. So we're going to leave it there. Good luck with everything. And you know what? Do you need information or insight on anything else? Because guess what? We got more pick a card readings. You might want to check this out here, right? So we're going to leave it there. Good luck with it. I hope it all works out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.